So far, for the entirety of Fortnite Battle Royale Season 9, we have been closely following the ongoings of the Polar Peak Caddis monster. From the original debut of the Eye, to its escape, to its teasing from the ocean's surface, the Polar Peak monster has been at the forefront of all of our Season 9 and Season 10 discussions all season long. And this past weekend, all of the hype, all of the theories, and all of the discussions finally peaked as we saw the final showdown event. When the countdowns across the sky platforms struck 0, a roar rung out across the island, and the monster finally revealed itself for the world to see as it rose from the sea off of the coast of the island. And this thing was huge, way bigger than anyone ever anticipated, and it immediately went to town. The monster spat out a green beam of destruction followed by multiple vicious swings of its massive claws, but then it met its match. The mecha robot that has been under construction over the past few days and weeks came to life with one goal in mind: save the Fortnite Islands. And that is exactly what it did, for the most part at least. While the mecha robot did successfully take down the monster, it did come at a cost, and that cost was the better part of the Fortnite terrain and a few major points of interest that are now severely damaged thanks to either the monster or the robot stepping around or being tossed or attacked in that area. So as we now have a much better idea as to what is coming with Season 10, let's sit down and take a look at some brand new Fortnite Season 10 leaks and rumors. So right off the bat, let's jump right into the aftermath of the final showdown event. Now, as I just described, this event was catastrophic in a lot of different ways, and it caused widespread damage all across the map. Literally, right as the monster set foot on the island, it blasted a handful of trees and huts into oblivion and smashed a pirate camp near Lazy Lagoon. And from that point on, it really only got worse. The robot continuously bombarded the monster with rockets, causing the monster to topple over at Loot Lake, doing some damage to the terrain and even to the vault area itself. And then upon tackling the monster into the ocean, the robot crushed a handful of the forest area in between Snobby Shores and Pleasant Park. The monster, though, was not going to give up that easily, however, and returned to dismantle part of the robot by biting off its arm, but in retaliation, the robot sent the monster flying towards the soccer stadium outside of Tilted Towers, causing even more damage there too. And that is when the robot then turned to Loot Lake's vault to get one final boost of energy from the glowing orb, which dealt a detrimental blow to the monster, sending it ragdolling towards Salty Springs, where you'll never guess, even more homes and buildings were crushed, and even more terrain was wiped out. Who would have thunk having a giant monster dropped on top of a couple of buildings actually does a whole lot of damage? Then of course, the robot did use the Singularity statue from Neo Tilted, which actually turned out to be a massive Infinity Blade sword, to essentially end the monster's attack once and for all, leaving behind a massive skull from the monster itself. So while the island might be safe from any further monster attacks, the destruction caused because of this battle was about as bad as we honestly thought it would be. Buildings, homes, trees, and all sorts of other terrain have been completely wiped off the face of the earth, and now all over the island there lies debris and destruction. So where exactly do we go from here? Well, that is where Season 10 then comes into place. It's likely that prior to Season 10 going live here in just a few weeks, we're not going to see a ton of rebuilding commence yet. But when Season 10 does arrive, that's when we are met with two potential outcomes. Either the island stays, or it gets replaced. So let's dissect each of those possibilities. Let's first talk about what changes could come to the map if the Fortnite Island does in fact remain as the one and only map within Fortnite Battle Royale. Well, as I just detailed, a ton of places all across the island are in ruins right now, including Salty Springs, Loot Lake, the soccer stadium, so on and so forth. So with all of that said, all of these various areas that have been damaged are presumably going to be rebuilt, and if that is the case, I would assume that they're going to be rebuilt to fit in with the more futuristic theme, like what we have going on in Neo Tilted and also Mega Mall. However, Loot Lake has definitely caught my interest in particular, since it has kind of been the epicenter of a handful of events now. At what point is Loot Lake going to stop evolving or change entirely? I mean, to be honest, there isn't a whole ton of actual lake left there anymore, and I know they're not just going to leave Loot Lake as Loot Lake if one half of the name is physically missing. So either Loot Lake is going to transform into a new area with the launch of Season 10, or we're going to see it rebuilt into another form of a vault/power center of some sort. In addition to that, we also have all of the open area all across the various forests and fields where trees and little houses used to stand that were actually smashed during the event. So either some new trees might get planted and that's just the end of that, or perhaps we see some more little unnamed locations added in to keep the map a bit more diverse and not just full of barren open space. Also, where is Greasy Grove, dang it? Anyways, the other outcome is a bit more outlandish and definitely is a much larger update than just simple map changes, because it would result in an entirely new map being added to the Battle Royale version of Fortnite, which has been speculated about and theorized for quite some time now. We've said it time and time again before, but at some point, the Fortnite island is going to run out of things to change and places to update. And when that time comes, we can only assume a second map will be added in. And seeing as now there is so much destruction left on the map as a result of the final showdown event, a lot of people are thinking that Epic Games could finally be retiring the OG Fortnite islands and adding in a brand new map to learn, navigate, and explore for the launch of Season 10, which would definitely take a whole lot of people by surprise. But honestly, the timing does seem to work out pretty well if you ask me. It is the start of the 10th season that's pretty monumental in and of itself, and it's also right after the finale of the Fortnite World Cup. So the competitive scene doesn't necessarily have to worry about immediately adapting to a brand new map just before a brand new tournament begins. So who knows, maybe just maybe, Season 10 will bring with it a whole new map. Aside from the map updates and rumors though, we also have some new leaks regarding the conclusion of Season 9, as some new in-game files detail the potential return of the overtime challenges. And within these challenges, it seems we could actually have a shot at earning a free Season 10 Battle Pass, much like what we saw back in Season 7 with those overtime challenges. We know that Season 10 has actually been delayed and that Season 9 has been extended until Thursday, August 1st. So we still have about 10 or so days before the launch of Season 10, and in that time, Epic Games knows that players will be looking for something to do and something to keep them occupied. So with the new overtime challenges, presumably we'll have new daily challenges and tasks to complete, probably for 7 to 10 days. And at the end of that time, if we do end up completing all of the challenges, we could earn ourselves a free Season 10 Battle Pass, which I think a lot of players would certainly take advantage of. Also, in between now and the launch of Season 10 here in Fortnite Battle Royale, we do have the Fortnite World Cup Finals, which I just mentioned a little bit ago, and seeing as the World Cup Finals is going to be the biggest competitive event in the history of Fortnite Battle Royale, there is going to be a ton of people watching the finale to see who is crowned victorious and to see who takes home that $3 million first place prize. And seeing as the World Cup Finals take place just a few days before the launch of Season 10, I would say it is pretty likely that we'll see the very first Season 10 teaser, or who knows, maybe even teasers, revealed during the final matches on Championship Sunday. So, with only a few days left before we see the single biggest season of Fortnite Battle Royale officially go live, we have got a ton of stuff left on our plates to wrap up Season 9. We know that some major map changes are due up here at the launch of the next season, and alongside that we are going to see quite a few other surprises added in too. So I think it is safe to say that come Season 10, Fortnite fans are going to have a lot to keep themselves busy for the remainder of the summer. With all of that being said though, that is effectively going to wrap things up for today. Definitely drop us a comment down below, letting us know what point of interest you guys think is going to be changed the most with these Season 10 map updates. Like I said earlier, I'm definitely keeping my eyes on Loot Lake. Of course, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like on it, give it a big old thumbs up as it would be much appreciated. And of course, if you are brand new here to the Simply Fortnite channel, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, that way you'll never miss another upload. As always, by joining the notification squad, every single time we post a new video here on the channel, YouTube will actually send you a message letting you know we've gone live. That way you can be the first person to watch, like, and comment on each and every new upload. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus. Peace out.